Hey folks, it is the Nutty Knife Guy, and I have for you a giveaway. I, this week, have reached 300 subs. Woohoo! Let the pigeons loose. And I am indeed giving away a knife and a free copy of my self-written, authored-written? Anyway, I wrote it. Fire Team Alpha. Oh, excuse me. The Fate of Nations Fire Team Alpha Book 1. I have the first two sequels already penned and ready to submit to my publisher, but I am waiting, quite frankly, to sell more of the first one before I pitch the next two. And but this one I am giving you will be free. But this is the Knife Channel. You've tuned in to see the Nutty Knife Guy, not the eccentric author guy. And that means I also have to give away a knife. And that's what you're all here for, let's face it. And this time the giveaway is going to be the Cold Steel Kobun. I have not yet put this to the post. I will today for your viewing enjoyment. But I have to say, and I just dropped the sheath, just a moment. I'll keep going on talking here. I'll retrieve it and talk at the same time. I have it now. So far I'm quite impressed with this knife. This is AUS 8 steel. AUS 8A, if I remember correctly. Yes, made in Taiwan. Folks, the Chinese are coming down. Pray for Taiwan. But if nothing else, Cold Steel has some good knives coming out of Taiwan. So far, I really like it. Very nice grip. Nicely balanced. What you would call an armor-piercing tip in case the Lizardman zombie ninjas are wearing body armor. They do sometimes wear body armor. Let me see if I can get rid of a little bit of this glare. That helps a little. It came very sharp at this cardboard backering to a battery container here. I have not touched the edge, so there's that. Will it hold the edge? We shall see. The grip is really, really good. Now this is designed to be a boot knife, I guess, so it's basically a tactical knife. It comes with a belt clip, or a boot clip really, on the sheath, which I promptly removed. It just goes on with a couple of screws. I will put a picture up when I edit this, hopefully at around this point. I almost always, when I get a knife that I intend to carry, put a tech lock on it. And this is no exception. I put a tech lock on it and a little bit of loop just to stabilize it on my belt so it doesn't do this. But I will show you the belt loop. Belt loop is substantial. Not the belt loop, but the belt clip or belt clip or boot clip or whatever you want to call it. It is pretty substantial. It's well made. It's cold steel. But easily removed if you don't want it. The one thing I will say about the sheath is it has very, very good retention. To the point where it takes a pretty substantial tug to get it out. That's a good thing, but it can be a bad thing. Now, if you put your thumb here and just push, it pops right out, no problem. But if you're using it in any kind of a tactical, and there's my most hated favorite word to hate, I guess I would call tactical, because it's been used for so much to describe so much stuff that it's becoming meaningless. But if you're looking at a tactical knife in a Kydex sheath, that doesn't have, it's been my experience that if you put any kind of a clip on it and it has this good retention in the sheath, that the belt will come out of your boot, the sheath will come out of your boot or off your belt along with the knife, unless you remember to do that. And this is fine motor skill. If you are locked in combat with a Lizardman, Zombie Ninja, or his Sasquatch allies, you probably won't remember to do that. And if you do, you're going to fumble with it because you're trying to fight and you're hyper-adrenalized and things like that. So this doesn't make it. You need to be able to just find that handle and pop it out. Now, with the tech lock and a little stabilizing loop, which is a zip tie, I have it doing that. Before I did it, when I was just trying to do it with the tech lock, it slid off my belt, and it didn't start coming out of the knife until it snagged on a belt loop. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Good retention can be good. Like if you're hanging it upside down on your molly, that can be a really good thing. You don't want it falling down. But on the other hand, you're going to need something on your molly to catch it, so the knife comes out and the sheath doesn't come off along with the knife. But that's really the only only issue so far that I've had with the sheath. I like Kydex sheaths. They're my preferred sheath, or Kydex or glass-filled nylon, whatever you want to call them. The knife, as I said, you've got this excellent gripping surface. The guard, I think, could be a little bit more substantial and not compromise the compactness of the knife. But it will do its job, especially since once with this texturing is so good and this rubber is so good that the knife really isn't going anywhere. I guess you'd call them medium-large hands. So the grip fits my hand well, but a lot of the time I like using the saber grip. And then if I'm using the saber grip, I would have to extend the knife way out here like so. I'm not a fan of that. I find it much more comfortable gripping it up here. So for the saber grip, my thumb has to go on the top of the blade and over top of the guard, which again is just a quirk, that might, if you have different sized hands, might not be different, but something I think you should be aware of. But what I really like about this knife, and what I wish more knives would do, is realize that some people might be using this in the reverse grip and design something for the thumb so you can cap the knife with your thumb, give you that extra insurance that it's not going to slide down on a thrust and cut yourself. As I said, this came very, very sharp. That would be a catastrophic injury. And here they have it contoured and textured so the thumb fits on there very well. I wish Cold Steel would do that with more of its knives, and I wish all knife companies would do that with more of their knives. But other than that, nicely balanced, easy to manipulate, despite my lack of skill, a little bit of fumbling there. So far I really like it. We're going to go and put it to the post. Okay, now real quick on the giveaway, and I'm going to go through this again at the end of the video. In addition to this video, in giving away the Cold Steel Kobun, this is the one I bought myself. This is the one you will be getting. Tape still on the box, never been opened. I will be giving away a signed and personalized copy of my self-authored novel, The Fate of Nations, Fireteam Alpha, Book 1. When I say personalized, last time I didn't do that. I signed the last one I gave away. I just made it unique by also signing the Nutty Knife Guy along with my actual name. This one, the winner will send me their name and I will make it out to James Smith or John Smith or, you know, whatever your name may happen to be. So you will have a personalized signed copy of the Fate of Nations Fireteam Alpha Book 1. This comes along with the Cold Steel Kobun. Now, to win the contest, you must be in the continental United States. I know that sucks for the people that aren't in the continental United States, but the first giveaway I gave, the Schrade survival knife, the first giveaway I had, went to Canada. It cost me almost as much to mail the stupid thing as it did to buy the knife. And it was in customs for over a month, and the winner was waiting for his knife for that long. I don't want to go through that again, and I can't really afford, quite frankly, to pay a lot of shipping to send it to Ethiopia. Okay. Second, you must be a subscriber. So you subscribe. Now I know a lot of people, it happened the last time, I got this great big huge bump in subscribers, and as soon as I announced the winner and people didn't win, they unsubscribed. Nothing I can do about that, but you must be a subscriber. If you have won my previous contests, you are not eligible. Like, one guy's not eligible anyway because he's in Canada. The second lady did live in the United States. If you have won before, I want to give everybody else a chance. So if you cannot have won the previous giveaway. And here's the hard one, folks, but I'm going to make it easy for you. You have to tell me what FIRE stands for, the acronym FIRE stands for in Fireteam Alpha. Fast, Intervention, Raiding, and Espionage. F-I-R-E. I'll put a card up and I'll go through it again. But the Fast, Intervention, Raiding, and Espionage. Fireteam Alpha. Okay? You must put that in a comment about this video in order to be eligible for the giveaway. And as I said, I'll put a card up with that information, or I don't know what they call it, but I'll put a little graphic up with that information that you can freeze so you know what you're doing. But continental United States cannot have won a previous giveaway, and you have to tell me what F-I-R-E stands for in the context of Fireteam Alpha, the Fate of Nations. Or the Fate of Nations Fireteam Alpha Book 1. What does FIRE stand for? You gotta tell me that. And I'll go over that at the end of this video. And now we shall put the Cold Steel Kobun to the post. Okay. The patented Donnie B All Day drop test is forthcoming. You can hear that thing coming out of the sheath. It takes, like I said, it takes a pretty good tug. Straight and true. And with quite a bit of bite for a knife that light. Just very nice balance. Now this kind of has a contour, it's not flat, so unless I get it right in the center, but that's 3 drops and a pretty straight entry. One more time. That was my fault. I was clutched a little bit on the release. One more time to make it right. There you go. Now look, this is an extraordinarily light knife too. I think this is, I can't remember what it is. I'll have to tell you what the weight of it is, or you can look it up. Now let's see about a couple of good hard throws. That's hard enough in there where I'm actually swinging the stool. Do a little prying with it. And nothing wrong with the edge. Or post. Okay. We are at the war post. No detergent bottle today, guys. Because the only detergent bottle I have in the house still has detergent in it. So we're going to have to do with dealing with a hostile milk bottle. I want to make sure this is in frame. Okay, I guess we're in frame. Didn't look right, but we are. So let's see what we can do here. That's a good clean cut. It's just so cut that it's not draining. There we go. This thing is cutting so clean that I'm not actually getting any water to come out. And I will show you that. There, that's a little better. It got towards the bottom there and you can see things. So let's have a little more fun since there's water in there. Now you can see I'm getting good and wet. Okay. I was actually cutting so clean that the water was staying in. But you can see that those cuts actually all made it through. Sharp knife, folks. I got a little water on my glasses even. And what I did so that would look decent on the camera is instead of keeping my edge alignment, I kind of went like this with it on purpose to open up those those cut channels, made for good YouTube. Let's see how the edge holds up. Cuts. Now that last one actually took a slice off of the post. The edge is pristine. Now we'll do a little feather sticking on a little twig here. Get this out of the way. Now this is really green. Just something was what was at hand. But you can see getting some pretty nice curls. Not little knot there. At least I hope you can see. Can you see this? So I'd say that passed the war post. Make one more edge inspection. That stuff is staying on the edge. Does not want to come off. Gunk from the blade, I mean from the twig. You can see where it's kind of sticking, but no edge roll, no nicks. So that's a good thing. We'll go downstairs and wrap her up. Okay. Back down, and I cleaned a little gunk off of there. And it's still a little bit on there. The gunk is persistent. I don't know what it's made of. But I'm going to make a real quick inspection myself here. Make sure there aren't any notches in the blade. Clean it off some more. Because sometimes when I get gunk that won't come off the edge like that, it's because there's little tiny notches that have caught it. And I want to make sure, but that is not the case here. Point out up great. You saw what kind of bite it had for this tiny little knife. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to see if I still have the specs pulled up here. But I am very impressed with this knife. I have been carrying this since I got it about a week ago. And I will be carrying it at least 2 or 3 times a week from now on. I really like it. It is of a size where it is big enough to be useful for personal protection or other larger knife tasks. Small enough and light enough, and also very thin. Look at the profile on that. To be very easy to carry. I mean, I'll give you the exact specifications on this in just a second. But I'm very impressed with this. I really like it. And I think that a very lucky person will be getting one of these for free. Okay. This thing weighs 4.4 ounces. So about 1/4 pound. A little bit more with the sheath, of course. Its blade thickness is 3.5 millimeters, and you can see that the handle is probably 6 millimeters wide. So very, very light, very compact to carry, and you don't sacrifice grip on this. Very well thought out design here. So very little negative to say about the knife. Observations: a metal guard would be better in my opinion, and I think it might be a matter of wearing in the sheath so it's not quite so hard to get out of there. That is not a big deal. I mean, if you rig it so it's sturdy on your belt, that doesn't slide on your belt, that really solid retention is not a problem. If it does wear in to where the retention is still adequate, but it doesn't require such a tug, then it's not a problem. But nicely designed sheath and very well designed knife. It's just generally great. Right, so back to the giveaway. I'm going to give the rules of the giveaway one more time. Continental United States. Cannot have won a previous giveaway. You must tell me what the FIRE acronym in Fireteam Alpha stands for in a comment to this video. Fast Intervention Raiding Espionage. FIRE. I'm going to put a graphic up so you can see it clearly. But if I don't see that in the comment, you will not be eligible. And with that, I leave you with my usual admonishment. 2. Draw your knives only in just purpose. Sheathe them only with honor. And to remember that without knives, life would be dull and pointless. Also, before I go, I want to apologize. I've got some sort of sinus thing going on where I'm sniffling all the time. My throat's is starting to get a little sore. So, yeah, I'm sorry for the extra sound effects every time I have to sniffle or stifle a cough. And with that, I will bid you goodbye.